Hey, today I thought we'd have a go at a bit of shelter building, something you can do out in the woods, in your garden, or even in your own home. I had a lovely delivery of Muddy Faces bits and pieces, so I've got a whole load of new tarps and ropes and things, so I thought we'd have a wee try today. Show you a really wee simple shelter, but I say feel free to try your own thing and see what you can come up with. So your first step is to find yourself a couple of trees about 3 meters apart is really great. So I've already started off with my first rope on here and I've tied it with a knot called a timber hitch. There's loads of really good websites. I'm not going to show you how to do the knots now because I'm on my own and can't let go of my camera. But as I say, there's plenty of websites and things you can have a look at as how to do those. So now I've tied my rope to the tree. I've worked out where I'm going to put a loop in it, and you can see the loop here. This is with a knot called an alpine butterfly. So I'm going to use this to tension my rope to get a really nice taut line to put my shelter on. If you didn't want to do this, you could just tie it up with another timber hitch at the other end, but you won't quite get that same tension. So I've now threaded my loop and the rope through it now, so it's now got a really nice tension on that line around the tree. I'm just going to wrap it round just to finish it off so it won't all come undone. So that's us with our line up. I've got it about just above my head height so I can get a nice high shelter out of it, but it's up to you how high you want it or how low you want your shelter. So we're now going to get on to putting our tarp on there. So I'd recommend using probably a 3 by 3 meters square is ideal. So I've made a knot called a pussock knot on my line now, and I've got a carabiner attached to it, and I'm going to use that to affix the tarp on. The good thing about this pussock knot is it's a slidey knot, so I can put it along here and pull it along, but if I pull it, put any tension on it, it stays put. So once our tarp's attached to that, it's going to tension the tarp for us. So if you didn't want to use this, or you haven't got the stuff you need to do it, then you can just drape your tarp over the top of your line and peg it down any way you can. So now I've got my tarp suspended on the line. I've attached it with the two pussock knots there, so they're pulling it nice and tight now, and I'm going to peg out the other corners. So there we've got our really simple shelter. Really nice and easy. Only 3 pegs have been put in there. If you didn't have any pegs, you can just use a piece of wood. Here I've expanded the shelter into more tent-like structure by just adding another tarp in exactly the same way. So loads of different ways you can rig up your tarp. So time for a sit down and to enjoy my shelter. Please send in your shelter building. I say it's something you can have a go inside your house. If you've only got string, that is quite alright. I say use whatever you can. These tarps have got loads of really good loops, but I say you can just tie something on around the edges, there's no bother. So I'll be really looking forward to seeing what you've made.